All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. We talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show, Thursday, July 13th, 2023. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez. One more day, we got baseball back. I'm ready. I'm ready to watch the Reds play.
Yeah, I am too. I probably won't get to see a whole lot of it, but I'll keep track of it. I'll be in Chicago, but I'll try to keep track of it.
It's been a while that I've been excited for the All-Star break to end. Just because the Reds have been
it's been a few years, definitely
been in a spot where they were still competitive going into the second half of the season. So
I just hope
hopefully we can stay that way.
Yeah, hopefully we can stay content. I just hope people don't get all upset if we don't. This is a young team. It's a process. I think that we're going to be. I'm not going to say, oh, for sure we're going to be in the playoffs. You can't say that. I think we're going to be a contender there, close to the end at the very least. Hoping that we make the playoffs. Hopefully we win the division. Hopefully we win the damn World Series. But that's just hopefully we can stay in contention and keep building. That's what we're going to look at.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree 100%. I think there's a good chance we'll be in the playoffs, but with a young team, you never know what the second half of the season is going to look like either.
I just seen something that said on my phone, De La Cruz for Rookie of the Year. And don't get me wrong, I think he's doing good, and if he continues to do good, he'll be in that conversation. Of course, you got that one real good player. I can't think of his name right now. That's been doing really well. But man, I think people sleeping on McClain. I'm telling you. I know he's fell off a little bit, but he's also played a lot more games and had a lot more bats than De La Cruz has. Not saying De La Cruz is going to fall off. I'm not saying that, but just don't want him to sleep on McClain. I don't want him to get overshadowed.
Well, Spencer Steer as well.
Another one, yeah.
I mean, Spencer Steer leads the Reds in RBIs, like 3 or 4 different categories. He leads the Reds.
Yeah, he's double-digit home runs, I believe, too.
Yeah. So I mean,
yeah. So I mean, he's been a big part of it too. So, but I do. De La Cruz is fun to watch and eye catching. You know, he's been all over. Well, he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated already. You know, and
I mean, they've already lost 6 games since he's been brought up. And I'm not saying that's all because of him,
no,
but
it's it's a headline. Headlines. I mean, people see more headlines than they do anything. So.
And don't get me wrong, he's contributed a lot to that, but there's been a lot of players that have.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you what, man. I know we say we need more pitching and better pitching and all that stuff, but you got to give some of them guys credit for stepping up. You know, some of these guys had hardly ever pitched very little and have stepped up and have they been, lights out, let's shut everybody down. It's been a team effort, but they've done their part too.
Hey, how's it going, Sam? Thanks for joining us. I don't think you met Sam yet. He's from ASAP. He does a Big Ten show.
I've seen it. I think I watched it one time.
Him and Tony
it.
and I can't remember the other guy's name. Damn it. And then got Glenn. Good afternoon, Glenn. Glenn's getting ready to get on a flight. I think he leaves tomorrow morning.
Going to Vegas, right?
I think he leaves tomorrow morning. He'll get there right before the 3-point contest and stuff on Friday, and then Saturday's the All-Star game, and then flies back Sunday morning. I believe is what he said last night on the show. Again, big shout out to Glenn for coming on last night. Yeah. I thought we had another good show.
I agree. Yeah, Mike, I've been on the show with you a few times.
He comes on the afternoon show sometimes, but the afternoon show's about the time. A lot of times that he's getting up because he works third shift, so as well. So.
I've told Chris if he ever needs me, I'm here. So but I mean, I don't want to get on it for 5 or 6 people because it's too many already, and pride counts as 3. So,
Mike,
Mike's the man.
Sunday night. Okay, Sunday night's when he flies back. He said, and Mike said he wants to talk to you every day. But no, I'm excited for baseball. Start back up tomorrow. You really don't have a lot of sports going on right now. Other than that, you have a WNBA today. Like I said, I don't feel comfortable giving out picks on it just because it's hard. Well, no, you have WNBA today. You got All-Star coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, got Wimbledon. Which
Wimbledon.
I don't follow a lot.
I don't follow enough tennis to be giving out picks on tennis. I'd be like a blind guy trying to give out picks on tennis. I've watched some of the Wimbledon, but I don't watch nothing really coming up to that. And I'll watch some of the Australia Open and French Open, some of the majors. I watch a little bit of. He said Frankie's like 6. He said,
"Are you talking size wise?" Or
he said pride is about 4 if you count his alter ego.
Oh yeah. Well, we know a guy, Apoxy Jones. How many alter egos he's got? He's got 5 or 6. You never know where he's gonna pop up and who he is.
All right, Glenn. Yeah, I'll let you know, man. So if we needed him on Monday, he was. He'll have a lot to talk about after this weekend.
Oh yeah, I know he's excited. That's cool.
Yeah, he said it's the first time he's been to a WNBA All-Star game. He's been to this arena there in Vegas. He went last year for a game or something.
Yeah, I remember that.
Hey, you 2 dogs don't start.
We're having a wrestling match.
Turn the camera on them and we'll do commentary.
Yeah, we could.
Do commentary.
Them 2 might get X-rated though.
But real quick, if you missed it, pro wrestler Blake Money Wright joined us last night for an interview. Thought it was a great conversation. Go check that out. You can find that on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, all GonzoSportsRoom and the ASAP Sports Network.
Real quick, you mentioned about that interview last night. Also, we aired that wrestling show here a couple of days ago, and people out there, check out that show. Chris, what was the name of it again? It was Retromania. I'm old. Retromania, and I'm telling you, it's fantastic. And here's a testament to it. I was just come from the grocery store. Somebody stopped me and told me they watched the show and how great it was. So I'm telling you, check out that show. It's fantastic.
Go check it out. I'm starting to get some of the individual matches up on the Facebook as well. So, but Mike Glenn's going to the game. He actually won. He won a trip to the All-Star weekend. I forget who he won the contest through, but he leaves tomorrow, gets to go to the 3-point contest and all that on Friday, and then the game on Saturday.
And that was flight, hotel, everything, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's fantastic. Lynn's a winning machine.
He won it from Starry. Okay.
Oh, yeah, the used to be Sierra Mist.
Is it the same damn thing as Sierra Mist and they just changed the name, or is it actually
so.
it was actually different?
I think it's the same thing. I think it just changed the name. I believe you could ask Glenn, because I know he taste tested it and then put out a video and stuff. So
if they just changed the name, I ain't gonna try. I wasn't a big Sierra Mist fan, but I'm not a big Sprite fan either.
I know Glenn put out a video, so Glenn would know.
Yeah, I was wondering if they changed it or if they just changed the damn can and rebranded it. Mike said that he watched the wrestling show. And he said it's Mike Hughes approved. Yeah, he has courtside seats for the All-Star game and the 3-point contest.
Glenn is the man.
Mike said it's literally the same fucking thing. Talking about Starry.
I mean, Glenn said something.
Glenn said they changed the name and it tastes different, more crisp. See, that's what I was wondering. If they just changed the name to make people think it was new and to get people to start buying it.
Yeah, I don't think people were buying Sierra Mist. So yeah, people think something's new. Hey, we gotta try that.
It's Starry. What the hell of a name?
Yeah, I don't know about the name,
but Mike, he's this episode sponsored
by Starry. Hey, if we can get him as a sponsor, I'm okay with that.
They could be a sponsor. They'll give me a can. I'll empty the can, pour something good in it. Something I like in it.
I know. Chris has been working on sponsorship. He's been trying to get Bud Light.
Oh, no. Oh, shit.
I will get us canceled.
Son of a bitch. Speaking of,
with all the problems they have, we might be able to get them as a sponsor.
They're struggling right now.
They're struggling. They're trying everything.
Yeah, that's why I do a story with a sponsor. I dump it out. I put my juice or some Mountain Dew or something in there that I drink, and this shit's good.
Now, you never drank Bud Light, did you? You just drank regular. When you drank Bud, if you drank Bud, it was just regular Bud.
I drink Bud Light, so
did you?
But yeah.
Okay. I didn't know.
I'm more of a blue moon type of person when it comes to beer. But back in the day, before you started having the craft beers and all the breweries pop up, I drink Budweiser, Bud Light, Miller Lite, Coors. I wasn't too picky. I didn't care for Coors Light really back then because I don't know. I didn't really like the taste of it. But that's what Steve used to drink the hell out of Coors Light.
Well, of course, I'm old. Back in the 70s, you couldn't get Coors here, so we'd go to Texas. It probably was illegal, bringing back cases by bootlegging, but bringing back a bunch of cases of Coors. Well, that's what that movie was about. Smokey and the Bandit.
Drink a lot of Coors. Grandma drank PBR, wasn't it?
She drank anything. I can remember Falstaff and stuff like Schlitz. I remember Schlitz, Falstaff, and then it moved on. Then it was whatever the cheapest was.
I remember when I was younger, PBR. Like so, when we were 13, we'd go to my guy Rico's dad's bar and grab all the extra Blue Moons at the end of the night. And get, oh yeah, blue. If I drink beer now, that's what it usually is a Blue Moon. Put a slice of orange in there. And
slice of orange.
It's made out of orange peels.
Oh,
and stuff,
I know, but yeah, that's kind of.
You put a little bit of orange in there.
Ain't that kind of?
Hey, it tastes good.
I'm not gonna say what I'm thinking. I don't get canceled.
Shit ton of story on the plate. But no, what I was going to get to is, have you heard about all the shit that's going on at Northwestern football?
A little bit. Well,
I got a question because this don't make no sense to me. you fire the head coach, which I'm not saying he shouldn't have been fired. Okay, that's not what I'm saying here. Because I mean, some of the accusations of stuff that went on there was some pretty sick shit. I mean, I guess players doing naked bear crawls and and so yeah, it's a lot of I mean, there was a lot of bad shit that was reported in there. But I saw reports yesterday where the university said there was no evidence that the coach knew that was going on, but they still fired him because it was his job to know what's going on, which I agree. But here's what I don't agree with: they're keeping all the assistant coaches and all the support staff. Well, if you're going to fire the head coach because it's his job to know, how do you keep all them? Because yeah, they're not the head coach, but it's their job to know as well. Or if or some of them could have known and not said anything. So how do you keep all your support staff and all your assistant coaches, who was in a part of letting it happen? I understand the head coach is the main guy, so yeah, I understand that, but I don't see how you fire him and you keep everybody else, and you expect a change. Because to me, them people are involved in it as well. I'm not saying they're as much. To me, they're almost in just as much fault. I just don't know. You know what I'm saying. I just don't know if there's in much if they're in as much a fault to me. So I don't know how you can keep all them on the staff.
Yeah, I don't know
and
how
you just get
them.
rid of him.
I don't know if they're as much as fault because a lot of people say the buck stops here because he's the. But I agree with you that how do you keep them if you get rid of him? I mean, I think the whole lot's got to go.
Yeah, if you're gonna get rid of him, I think you need to start all over. If you really want to change, if that's the culture that's there, and you want to change the culture, you gotta bring in all new people.
And somebody had to know what was going on. I don't think there's any way that nobody knew.
Yeah, because I mean, man, it sounded like it was a real bad situation with some hazing and stuff. And hey, if you want to fire the head coach, I understand that because I understand the head coach. I was reading Mike's comment about Starry. Let's see. Can I ask a real question? I want to be careful because I don't want to take anybody's story away. But as a 23-year-old man, if some guy told me to get naked and do bear crawls, I'd just leave and probably beat your ass.
Yeah, that sounds a little.
Yeah, I agree, Mike. And I know people will say, well, they don't want to lose their scholarship or this or that. But if some dudes try to tell me that, I'll guarantee he's probably gonna get a FU, and it's gonna be. Especially in the today's world of college sports, where you have the transfer portal and everything. So, and they said this has been going on for years. I don't understand how it just now came out with the transfer portal, and everything else, and how. I know people are gonna get mad about this, but how soft our society has became, how this hasn't came out, how a disgruntled person didn't come out. Hey, you two, it's time to have a Royal Rumble, but yeah, a disgruntled person or somebody hadn't came out before this, so it kind of surprised me that it took this long for this to come out if it's been going on all this time.
Yeah, it's
but to me, if you really want to change the culture there, how do you keep everybody else that was involved? I mean, that was a part of that staff. That makes no sense.
Yeah, it don't make no sense. And then some people are demanding for Fitzgerald to be rehired. I've seen some of that stuff, so I don't know what's going to happen for sure.
I know he has a lawyer, and he's going to try to fight it. Hell, what the coach of West Virginia is trying to get his job back.
Yeah,
he said he never resigned, is what he's saying.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. I've seen that too, so I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what his history is.
Who's
the coach from West Virginia? Okay, Huggins. Has he done that a lot with the drunk driver?
He's had it quite a bit.
If he's had a lot of the drunk driving, now I was gonna say if it was a first offense.
When he first got hired at West Virginia, if I remember right, they actually had a thing in there where they had assigned somebody to drive him around.
Okay.
Yeah, he's had a problem. It wasn't his first time. Mike says, to be honest, I'd fire the entire program and erase the team. Yeah, they have Northwestern hasn't been very good for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, Fitzgerald did bring. I mean, he got him
To a certain level.
I think he actually got him to a Rose Bowl once.
Yeah, he did.
So I mean, he had him there, but But the last few years, yeah, they haven't been a real strong team. And people would always say it's because of their academic standard and stuff like that. But it sounds like there might be a lot more stuff going on there.
Yep, sounds like it.
Glenn said they had one good run about 10 years ago. Yeah, but when he took over that program, it wasn't. I mean, they were down. It was down pretty well then too. So I mean, he went to Northwestern. I mean, he was like he was a Northwestern guy through and through. He played there, then took over as the coach. So I mean, he's been synonymous with Northwestern football for a long time. But just to me, I don't know how you get a. I just don't understand how you fire the head coach, but you're going to keep everybody else. Not in a situation like this. I can understand, like, if you just decide you're going to make a change, and you want to keep some of the guys there, or you're going to give somebody move somebody up from like an assistant to a head coach or something.
Yeah.
When you have a situation like this where there's something, all this hazing and something like this bad allegedly going on, I think you have to clean house.
Well, that's another thing, though, Chris. They still may, because if they hire a new head coach, he may come in and clean house. Because a lot of times a new head coach brings in their own staff. So that still could happen.
Naked bear curls. When I saw that, I was like, really? There's no way. There's no coach that could convince me that I needed to do a fucking naked bear crawl to be better at what sport I'm doing. There is no way.
I don't disagree with it.
No way at all. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, had been rumors the last couple of years of him getting a job in the NFL as a coordinator or something. I think Mike says, "Do you think those chances are gone now?" I think it'd be hard for him to get a job. Well, a job right now. I think maybe you give it a couple years and let things kind of calm down some, where people start forgetting about this a little bit. You might see it. Plus, it depends on what goes on, especially if he's going to try to take it to court and there's going to be a court case and all that, because then more stuff's going to come out, and who knows what's going to come out if there's a court case and all that. So that'd be interesting as well. But I would think, as of right now, I would say his chances are probably gone. But the way our society works, you give it 2 or 3 years, you might see him back. You might see him back somewhere, and he might maybe get a chance in the NFL as an assistant or something.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody get one. I mean, with allegations, if he really didn't know, and if he can prove that he didn't know, you might see
but
a year or two, maybe not this year, maybe next year.
And how could you not? I mean, how could you not know? I just find that hard to believe that he didn't know. But I mean, even Northwestern, when they done their investigation, said they found no evidence that he knew what was going on. But they decided, because at first they just suspended him for a couple weeks.
I heard they're looking at that.
And then they came back and fired him.
I heard Northwestern looking maybe at that former LSU coach at Oregon.
He didn't last very long in LSU,
Nope.
But he got a national championship.
That's true.
But then after that, it was breaking news: the Raiders have hired Fitzgerald as head coach.
That would probably be the team.
Hey, there might be a lot of stuff getting ready to come out with that John Gruden case as well, because I've seen some reports where some of the owners believe that it was Roger Goodell that leaked out that email and stuff, and he has Goodell listed as one of the defendants on his case that's going in court and stuff. So there could be There could be a lot of shit coming out of
Well,
there.
there's a lot more crap.
And Gruden said he's willing to burn the house down.
I don't blame him. He was a scapegoat. There ain't no doubt in my mind. I'm not saying he didn't deserve what he got.
You guys took my career. I'm burning the house down.
I don't blame him a bit.
Yeah, but the thing was that investigation was supposed to be like on
the Redskins,
or
the Washington.
Yeah, Washington, and then all of a sudden stuff comes out about Gruden. It's like how the.
I think when the investigation started, their names were still Redskins. It's no longer Redskins. What are they now? The Commanders?
Yeah, the Commanders
went from. Well, I like the Washington football team better.
I think I think somebody owns that name and is trying to get them to buy the rights off that name to them, and if they don't, they might have to change again. Because somebody bought up like all the names that were coming out that might be potential name. He like bought all the copyrights up for them names.
Okay.
I mean, hell, you can make money that way, but to me, it's kind of a dick move too. Yeah. But Glenn said, just like his alter ego, Chucky. Then you have so that'll be interesting. So you got a lot of court cases stuff going on right now. You got Fitzgerald. You have Fitzgerald probably going. You got Gruden with the NFL, and I was surprised Snyder didn't put up a bigger fight than what he did about selling the team. I didn't think he'd sell the team. I figured he was going to burn down the house.
I figured he would too.
UFC this weekend as well.
Yes.
It's not as big as the last week. This was just a fight night. You got Holly Holm fights on this one, so that should be a good one on Saturday night. So on tomorrow's show, we'll give out picks for Major League Baseball, I will. Major League Baseball, and then also UFC.
I don't want my UFC picks anyway. I suck at UFC.
And give out UFC picks. So tomorrow we'll actually be back to giving out some sports picks. Like I said, this week has just been real slow. There hasn't been really much going on. You've had a little bit of WNBA, and then you've had tennis, but you don't want my picks on tennis. And then I'm not giving out picks for the NBA Summer League because I don't know half the players that are playing, so it's hard to.
You don't know who's going to play or not play.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Okay, I'm going to take this team. You don't know who's playing for them, and then when they do put out the roster, hell, half the players don't even know who they are. So I don't really get into that. I've watched a little bit of the Summer League. I watched a little bit of Wembanyama play, and then I watched Pacers. I was happy with the way Pacers looked in the Summer League so far. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in the NBA with some of these free agents. Is Lillard going to get traded? I still think he's going to be with Portland when the season starts.
I know
some might be wrong. It might happen before then. But.
Well, he's kind of, if the reports are true, he's saying that his agent told Portland, "I don't want to go nowhere but Miami." Well, tough shit. Then maybe you're going to be staying in Portland because first of all, you're hurting them by saying that because if Miami knows that, they're going to offer less.
Oh yeah.
So that's not a very smart move on his agent's part, my opinion.
Now you got a ex-Georgia staffer suing Georgia. So you got all kinds of legal issues going on in the sports world right now, man. A lot of crazy things going on right now in the sports world. I think the WNBA All-Star. I might watch a little bit of that 3-point. I'll probably watch 3-point contest tomorrow. I won't get to watch the All-Star game Saturday night because I'll be at a wrestling show on Saturday night, which is pretty cool this year. The WNBA All-Star game's actually in prime time. Because last year they done like in the middle of the afternoon.
Yeah, it's on ABC.
So at least they're doing it at prime time. I do like that. Some of the stuff WNBA does marketing wise, I've kind of always wondered about. It's like, And it's not. I shouldn't say it's all the WNBA because I don't think the NBA really helps them that much. But, I mean, you have like playing a game in the middle afternoon isn't good. They get in prime time. I still think they should try to figure out, which I do kind of like that they do it. Right now, they do it not during the NBA season. That's smart. That's college basketball messes up every. That's where college messes up every year. Having the women's tournament at the same time as the men's March Madness tournament to me is just stupid. Do the tournament at a different time. I think you get more people watch the women's tournament.
I agree.
You do them at the same time, and you give. And I'm not saying it's right, but if you give a guy the choice of watching the men's March Madness or the women's March Madness when they're on at the same time, they're going to watch the men's March Madness.
How's it going, Billy Buzz?
Hey, how's it going, Billy? Yeah, Glenn, we'll be able to see you on TV at the All-Star game and at WWE Fastlane.
Fastlane. We'll be behind the green shirt guy.
Glenn's turned into a TV star. He's going to be a TV star before too long.
Yep, that's true.
Hey, Glenn, if I see you on TV tomorrow at the WNBA, are you gonna have a can of Starry in your hand?
You should get you a Starry shirt.
Oh, he probably has a Starry hat.
Yeah. They'll probably give him a hat and a shirt. They'll probably give him all that stuff.
He'll probably be decked out. Hey, Glenn, if they paid for everything for me to get down there, hey, I'd wear a Starry hat and a Starry shirt as well. So I don't blame you. I'd wear whatever.
Would you wear a Bud Light hat and Bud Light shirt if you won a Bud Light contest and they sent you to the All-Star game?
As of right now, I don't know if I'd get the Bud Light contest. Hell, because Travis Kelce's getting killed right now because he was wearing like a necklace with a big Bud Light thing because he's supporting Bud Light.
Well,
like, people are going crazy.
Well, I was surprised, and maybe because it's on a premium live event, but Bud Light was a sponsor for Money in the Bank. And I didn't hear a lot of pushback. I guess wrestling fans don't give a shit. Just do what you want. They don't care. But you really didn't hear much about. You didn't hear nothing about it.
Well, and I'll be honest with you. When I was leaving that day to go to Craig's, I saw that they were doing all that Bud Light promotion on the wrestling. I was like, oh, they're going to get a lot of pushback. And I didn't hear hardly anything about it. But then Travis Kelce's on there with this necklace on and stuff, and people are going crazy on him. So yeah, wrestling fans just don't give a fuck. They just what do you say? Activation. But yeah, it's crazy because that was my. I'm not gonna lie, that was my first. As I was walking out the door that day, I thought, oh man, they're gonna take a lot of shit for that.
Not a peep,
because the way people have exploded about it, and then I hear all this stuff about Kelce getting slammed for it. And yeah, you're right. I haven't heard much about people blowing back about WWE.
It really surprised me. It was watched by a lot of people. So I don't know. But wrestling fans are different. They're a little out there.
They don't care about like me because I don't care either.
Wrestling fans ain't soft.
I mean, if you want to drink a Bud Light, drink a Bud Light. I'm not gonna say, hey, I'm never talking to you again because you support Bud Light. I mean, people,
do what you want. I'm gonna do my best impersonation of Glenn. I'm trying to make it knock off. Glenn, that made my night last night, man.
Oh man, Glenn got excited, hit the table, spilled his drink.
I was cracking up, man. I was rolling it. I was watching on TV in the front room and I was rolling. It was awesome.
He went boom. And you could see the screen shaking.
Yeah.
And then he said, "Shit, I spilled my drink." And I ain't gonna lie, I was trying not to laugh about it. The show was over and I went out there and Dad was cracking up about it. Oh man.
Yeah, I started to come in there and say, what the hell's Glenn doing?
I can't remember what he got excited. What we were talking about.
I forget what it was, man, but he got excited.
He got excited, wanted to get his point across.
Dr. Pepper. You didn't have no story? What was your story at, man? You shouldn't have said Dr. Pepper. You should have said Starry. You should have went with a bit, man. Spelled my Starry.
Oh, fast lane. Yep,
Fast
that's
lane.
what we was talking about. Yep. Hey, I don't blame you, good. I'd be excited too because you got some good ass seats for fast lane. I'd be excited too. But yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Boom.
And especially, man, the good as the shows have been lately. That's going to be a good show. I know it ain't the Royal Rumble or one of those, but I think it's still going to be good because they've been on fire lately.
All right, you got anything else before we get out of here?
I know you got to run.
Yeah, I got to kind of cut a little short today because I got to go.
You got a cupcake delivery to make.
Kids, okay, just put. Oh wait. Things that your kids will have you running around doing for them. Just put it that way. I put him off for an hour, so he's already probably freaking out. Well, I already know he's freaking out.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, Glenn. I hope Roman wrestles on that as well because that'd be cool for you to be at the pay per view and get to see that. He wrestles at most of the pay per views though, doesn't he?
Most of them is. He usually takes a
some
couple off. So,
hey, I know people get mad about it, but if I get that in my contract where I could work less dates and still make that kind of money, they would do it. You know what I mean? The people that are complaining about, they would do it if they could do it.
I agree, and also I think what's helped him too over this last 3 years is not being overexposed. I think that's what's kept him fresh and as big as he is.
I just think it's funny because MJF does kind of the same thing with AEW. He don't wrestle that often,
nope.
And you don't hear people complain about that much. But then you have all the AEW people and these other people want to complain about Roman being a part-time.
I think him and Roman's got about the same amount of title defenses. So, and probably about the same amount of matches on TV. So I mean,
for this year,
yeah. Probably not on TV because Roman don't wrestle much on TV, and normally he doesn't. But he's wrestled a couple tag team matches, tag team matches, yeah. Because they got this story going with
when he was hugging Adam Cole the other night, I was cracking up.
The stuff that Adam Cole and him was doing great, but Chris, you know what script they're following, don't you? They're following The Rock and Mankind's script. They had him playing video games. Somebody put up a picture of Mankind and Rock playing video games, so they're following that script. But hell, that's fine. I have no problem with that. I think it's smart.
Yeah. No, yeah, it is smart.
If you're gonna steal for something good.
Yep. But don't forget, go check out the interview with Blake Moneyright from last night. You can find it ASAP Sports Network, Gonzo Sports Room, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. Also check out Gonzo Sports Room from last night if you haven't checked it out yet with me and Big Glenn. This is the only GSR show for today, but go check out Unscripted tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern. Mike got in trouble with Facebook. I'll have to read more than that. But yeah, check out Unscripted tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern. You can find that on Unscripted, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and also on the All Sports All Plays Network. So make sure you check them out tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then tomorrow we'll have the ASAP Afternoon Blitz, 1 p.m. Eastern, Easy Money, a sports betting show at 3. And then tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, myself and Greg Broderick will be back with the Sports Happy Hour. Been a while since we've done a show, but we're supposed to do a show tomorrow night for 8 o'clock for that. And then on Saturday, we have I'll be live with WCWO Wrestling from Greenfield, Indiana. 7 o'clock Saturday night. You'll be able to find out on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. And then also, like Frankie just mentioned, Saturday on Unscripted, they're going to have Robert Duran Jr. On Unscripted on Saturday. So make sure you check that out as well on Saturday.
Yep.
Baseball will be back tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll give out our picks for Major League Baseball, and we'll also give out our picks for Saturday's UFC. So join us tomorrow for that. This has been Easy Money, a sports betting show. We appreciate everybody watching. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Like and follow on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. Hope everybody has a great Thursday, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.